Hi folks, this is Sandy Reid again. It's August 23rd, 2014. We're at the PIA meeting in Denver, Colorado. This is just a little side note to one of the comments that I made earlier in the interview about I wouldn't say how I met my wife because I'd known her for quite some time, but it was in South Africa and in the late 70s, and she ended up working with Parachute Industries of Southern Africa and the Parachute Club of South Africa as a secretary. But she started jumping, and she had a four women's team and was actually quite good and jumped in a couple of international competitions, one in France and in South Africa. So, but anyway, we became a couple and for a couple of years and everything. And in 1980, the South African parachute team, of which I was a member, was prohibited from going to international competition due to the international sanctions of South Africa. The French were the last ones, and the French are always, as they usually are, to cut off the team. There was a lot of economic pressure applied to them and everything, so they said they wouldn't issue visas for the team to go to France that year. So they had money from the parachute club, and they said, well, what are we going to do with it? They said, let's go to Z Hills. So we took the money and we took the team, we went to Z Hills in 1980, had a great time. And while I was there, I ran into Mike Sarasoli. And Mike, we were talking and everything, and I'd known him for several years. And he was looking for a manager to run a shop at Sky Supplies in DeLand. So he made me a job offer, which is quite a good one. And I'd been in South Africa then at that time 4.5 years or so, and had risen up through the ranks of PISA, and I was production manager running about 200 people in their main factory. But I couldn't go any higher at that point. You know, I'd been a long time and been kind of stuck at that position. So the people in South Africa treated me great, really good. A lot of people, they look at the apartheid thing and everything, and it was not an issue for me, and everything went well. But anyway, I got this job offer from Mike, and so I thought about it. I said, this is a pretty good deal, and it gives me an opportunity to come back to the States. You know, I've done this time over there, and it was a really good experience. But I'd come back and have a good job back here. So we were living in a little cottage on this one guy's property. This old guy had his property, and now at that time in South Africa, telephones were not as widespread as what they were in the U.S. And he had a telephone in his home, but most people didn't. And like ourselves, didn't have a phone. So I called up in the middle of the night, it turns out, like 1 o'clock in the morning, because I wasn't thinking about the time difference, I needed to talk to Brenda. So got the old guy up, he went and got Brenda, got the phone and everything, and so she comes to the phone and says, here's blah, 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 here's what's going on. And I said, I've had a job offer to come back to the States here and work for Mike Sarasoli in DeLand, Florida and everything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I said, would you like to come with me? And she says, maybe. I said, we'd have to get married. And she says, is that a proposal? I go, I guess so. So anyway, so we came back to South Africa and we got married a few weeks later, and we were married by a magistrate who barely spoke English. It cost me a bottle of brandy, and there was two of our best friends and the bridesmaid and the best man and everything, and the four of us. And here I've got the pictures, I put them on Facebook and everything. But I have to say, in my life, you know, there's a few things that are milestones in my life. Being a Marine is one of the first ones. The second one is getting into skydiving, which has changed my life, but the best one is my wife. She has been fantastic. I always tell people, if it wasn't for her, I'd be sleeping in the streets. She does what she needs to keep me straight, as most good women do, and we've been married for 33 years, and it's been great. And without her, I wouldn't have the business that I have today. And one other little side note is that she has gone on through her skydiving. She's got 1,000 jumps. And she got into judging, and a few years ago she had gone up through the ranks of skydiving internationally, and has been the chief judge for several world meets, and she was awarded the FAI Gold Medal for judging, and she's the only person in the world to ever get a FAI Gold Medal for her judging activities out there. So that's one of my, she doesn't say too much about it, but I don't hesitate to out there beat the drum. So there we go. So that's a little sidebar to my life.